Hey, have you ever thought about visiting New Zealand? Well, we visited New Zealand, didn't we?
We did.
And in this series, we're going to talk about some of the places we've been, and if you're planning on going, some of the places you'll probably go to right after this. Hey, we're Mika and Joe, a married couple from South Jersey, showing you the real side of travel. From Iceland to the UAE, we break down every detail, planning, budgets, and what it actually costs. No hype, no BS, just honest, transparent travel. Follow us at MJTravels 856 and travel smarter with us. Thank you for watching.
So, we made it to New Zealand. We were in Auckland. Hotel is nice. Today, we went to the Sky Tower. Total fun. Guess where we are now? Where are we? Where are we, Jack?
We're at Denny's.
We are at Denny's. I'm so excited.
All right, welcome back to MJTravels. I'm Joe, and this is
Mika.
We're back again to talk about our trip to New Zealand in this series of videos. The first city we're going to discuss is Auckland, New Zealand, right?
Yes.
So a couple interesting facts about Auckland. It is the largest city in New Zealand, 1.7 million people. It's located on the North Island. It's built between two harbors, the Pacific Ocean and the Tasman Sea, and it sits on a volcanic field with 50 plus dormant volcanoes. The skyline is dominated by, it's probably the first thing you'll see, the Sky Tower. It's over 1,000 feet tall, and it is the largest structure in the Southern Hemisphere.
Didn't know that.
Didn't know that?
No.
No.
Oh,
You want to break that down?
flight to get there.
So the first thing you're going to have to do if you want to go to New Zealand is get there. Okay? Whether you decide to just go there and overland it, or if you're taking a cruise, you have to get to New Zealand. And from where we live on the East Coast, that's a bit of a journey. So how did we get to New Zealand?
Oh, it was painful, but we got there. Singapore Airlines. Flight that made me want to cry a couple of times.
Yeah, we flew from JFK to Singapore, which is like 18 hours and 45. It's about 19 hours to fly from New York to Singapore. And then after that, we had to get on a plane that went from Singapore to Auckland, which was another over 9-hour flight. But after flying for 18 hours, 19 hours basically, 9-hour flight feels like
Nothing.
nothing. It's kind of weird, but we both got on the plane. And we're like, oh, this is only 9 hours. And it did. It went by like that.
Yeah, they said that immigration was going to be like a nightmare and it was going to take forever, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I guess if you have terrible built up in your mind, then what that was a breeze.
Yeah, we did get in at like 11:30 at night though too. That time the airport actually shut down as soon as our plane landed. Like they closed for the evening. Like the terminal was closed. So they got us through immigration. It's pretty easy.
Just an FYI, make sure you fill out your visa information online. We had to do that. It took maybe 5-10 minutes. It was a quick thing. It just needs your passport information, hotel information, that kind of thing. But make sure you do it because you do need to have a visa before you enter the country.
Yeah, there's no visa on arrival there. So as an American, or I don't think Europeans have to do it, but I think most of the people watching this will be American. You do have to do a visa. There's an app that you download onto your phone. It's a pretty simple process. They ask you some basic questions. You enter your passport information. I think you pay them $5 US per person for the visa, and it allows you to stay in New Zealand for, I think, 90 days.
And it does approve you, so you might not get a response immediately. Because I think I got my response immediately, and then it took you a couple days, and we were kind of nervous. Like, what in the world were they doing?
Yeah, because we did it the week like we were leaving, too. It's not like we did it, weeks ahead of time. We did it that week. Because I think that everyone told us, like, don't panic if you don't get it right away. Some people get it right away. Other people are not necessarily flagged, but there's random people that are pulled out for a manual review, like where a human being reviews it and just clicks OK, good to go. So they don't let you in the country if you have like a criminal record, anything like that. It's kind of like if you're a convicted felon, you're not going to get into New Zealand or Australia for that matter. Similar rules as like Canada. If you are a felon and you've ever tried to get into Canada, you don't get into Canada.
And they are very picky about the things that enter their country. One thing that surprised me was no dirt on your boots. You know, they didn't want the dirt, they don't want the meat, they don't want the vegetables, they don't, you know, I imagine other countries have it, but it seemed like New Zealand just drilled it in your head, like enforce it. And we don't want these things in our country. So make sure you're not, you know, you don't have that apple in your bag that, you know, you've been trying to eat for 2 days because the flight was long and you need to eat it. Make sure you throw it in the trash.
Yeah, and I think the fine if they catch you with any agricultural product is like $250 US. I mean, it's in their money, so I think it's like 500 New Zealand or something like that. But yeah, they're very serious about it, and you know, I'm sure you're going to read about it and hear stories. It is real. It's not hyperbole. We were stopped a couple of times, and our bags were searched. And we were on a cruise, so every port that you get off of, they have what they call it, biosecurity reps sitting there at the bottom, and they'll just pull people that are getting off the cruise ship, and you know, ask you to open your bag, and they go through it. It's not, you know, like a strip search or anything, but they're looking to see if you're bringing anything into the country, basically off of the ship that you shouldn't. You're not supposed to bring any food. Drinking water is okay, but no food. Just don't bring food off the ship.
Right. And they were kind of serious about that because before she opened my bag, she was like, before I open this, do you not have anything in there? Because as soon as I open it, that's when, if I catch you with it, there's a fine. I give you the opportunity to throw it in the trash, but if I catch you, then there's a fine. And it was like, no, I don't have anything in my bag.
So be sure what's in your bag.
The hotel, we stayed at the Hotel Indigo in Auckland. It's an IHG property. It's very nice. Sort of like a Moxie-ish.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it didn't have a lot of bells and whistles, but it had what you needed. It had coffee, tea, shower, nice bed. But petite I found it was on the small side. You know, it had a little mini bar so that you could get soda or whatever out of it if you absolutely had to. There was a restaurant there. We did not try the restaurant, but it was a nice hotel. So I would definitely recommend it. It was clean, always smelled good in the lobby.
Yeah, and from what I understand, the restaurant inside Hotel Indigo is like one of the best in the city. I saw that after we were there, so I was a little disappointed we didn't try it. We didn't know that going into it.
I was gonna say, well, why didn't we eat there?
Because I didn't know. I mean, I saw it on the elevator. It's like rated one of the best restaurants in.
But everybody says that about themselves.
Oh, right. But then I actually looked and stuff came up, and you know, apparently they are a very well-regarded restaurant in the city. But again, with these hotels, like Nika said, it's Moxie-ish. We've talked about the Moxie in some of our other videos. It's kind of like one of our go-to places when we go to Europe because, again, you don't have you have every amenity that you need. It's not over the top. You're paying for location with these places, really, because the location, again, with this hotel, fantastic location. You're within walking distance of all the major attractions in downtown Auckland. You're right in the middle of downtown, right in the middle of the thick of it. We could see the Sky Tower from our room, and it was only about 2 blocks away once we got out of the hotel, and we walked right over there on the first day.
Yeah, even from the pier was walkable. There were, I don't want to call them fancy stores, but they're fancy stores, you know, like their shopping area. Everything was in walking distance from it.
Yeah, everything. But Sky Tower, so it's an attraction. I don't know if there's any actual function to the building. It's more or less just an attraction, right?
Well, yeah.
It's not like the Burj Khalifa or something where they have offices and apartments and stuff in it.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's an attraction, but the function is you go to the top because it's the highest point and you can really just see everything. You kind of get your bearings, you know, where everything is. And even up there, once you get up there, there's things on the window that tell you, you know, the Mount Eden is here, or, you know, this pier is here, or, you know, it points things out to you as you walk around the tower that, you know, kind of give you the lay of the land.
Yeah, it is high. So, but again, if you're afraid of heights, it's worth it to force yourself to do it because the views are amazing. And Auckland is a very pretty city, especially when you get up high and you can see kind of the whole area of New Zealand. You know, you get the very green rolling hills and mountains of New Zealand in addition to the city landscape. It is kind of like a sight to behold. But again, it is a attraction. There's like a shopping mall kind of thing built around it with a nice food court. You can see a couple of the other things that we're probably going to talk about. That's where the Wētā Workshop experience is. That's where the All Blacks experience, the national rugby team, which New Zealand is famous for. That's all done kind of right in the same area as Sky Tower.
And it's attached to a hotel and casino. So,
Yeah, there's a casino up there too. So if you like the casino, that's where you go to casino. The cost to go to the top of the Sky Tower is it was like $50 for the both of us to go to the top. You can add on to that and do the different experiences that they have. You can eat at a restaurant that's up there. You can get, I think they have high tea or something up there. You can also like bungee jump from up there, I think. Although it's not bungee jumping, it's a base jumping. It's like a controlled base jumping experience. You don't jump off and bounce, because if you bounce, you'd probably hit the tower itself. But they lower you out over this thing, you can see, and then you just jump down and you're attached to cables. And it's like, we've seen people do it. And it is pretty nuts looking. So if you're like into those kind of thrills and stuff.
But there was also one where you didn't have to jump. They just let you walk around you're tethered, but they walk you around the ring,
Outside,
a thing that you can stand on the outside. And you can take pictures, like you're all dressed up and they get up and they just like take your pictures, and you kind of do where you're leaning back, and it's still scary as heck, but I mean,
you're not jumping off.
Right. And they're making for really cool pictures, but
yeah.
I'm still not.
No. It's, I mean, getting up there is enough. Well, it's $250.
Dude.
The money is basically, it's like half. Like our money is.
It's like 60%.
60%.
60-40.
Yeah. So when you look at a price of something there, it's like have it and then add a little bit. And that's what you're paying in US dollars.
No, we got carried. I got kind of carried away because it was like, oh my God, everything's on sale.
Everything's half price.
Everything's on sale.
Okay, so one of the other experiences that you do there, like I said, is the All Blacks experience, where they give you the history of the team, some background of rugby and how it became like New Zealand's national sport. Right?
Yeah, I was gonna do it because of him, but I wasn't very excited about going. I was like, yeah, I'll go. But it was really, it answered a ton of my questions. It was very informative. It was kind of fun. You got to participate, and it had a lot to do with the guide too.
Yeah.
He was very energetic. He was, I want to say full or part Maori.
No, he was a Maori guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
But very just. He loved what he did, and it helped with the tour,
Yeah, he was very. I can't even say this, but maybe the guide that you have really makes a difference whether or not. I would say this is worth it for anybody who's visiting New Zealand, especially if you're in the Auckland area, and it's a huge honor for rugby players to play on their national team, especially in New Zealand. Because they have a wall there where they put a spike for every game that they play, international game, by year. And if it's a black and white spike, then the All Blacks won. If it's a different color spike, then different national team beat them. Like you see green and yellow up there, which is Australia, because they will lose to Australia occasionally. You'll see England up there.
We had one peg up there, but
the women's team. The women's team, the women's American rugby team actually have defeated the All Blacks. The men's American rugby team have not. They're probably generations away from doing that. But the women's team does have one victory over.
What are they called? The White Ferns?
The White Ferns. Yeah. They're not the All Blacks. The All Blacks are the men's team, and the White Ferns are the women's team. But yeah, they go through the history. You get to play a couple little games that measure your reaction time, and some strategy stuff is involved. They kind of explain the game a little bit to you. And then at the end, they do the
haka?
Yeah. It's in like this immersive kind of...
Yeah, you kind of get to stand on the line like you're about to compete with them. Yeah, they do the haka. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's really loud, and you kind of feel it. The crowd screaming, and you hear the guys on the All Blacks team, the current team, they're all lined up across from you, and they do the haka. It's a video, but but it is very realistic. It's very immersive kind of experience. So definitely worth it to check out in Auckland, right?
Like right
the floor below.
Below it.
Yeah, the Wētā Workshop Unleashed. That's the studio that did Lord of the Rings, and I mean, Wētā Workshops has their hand in pretty much any major Hollywood production. Game of Thrones, they design costumes for all these major sci-fi shows. They're experts in that field of makeup, effects, costumes, props. That's what they do. They claim to fame, I guess, was Lord of the Rings, but they've done a bunch of other things too. Wētā Workshops experience, you kind of get a simulated backroom tour, and they explain kind of what they do and what their process is. You go through a couple of different rooms. They can't use any real IPs, intellectual properties, like movies as examples. So they kind of create 3 of them from just examples, like a horror movie, a sci-fi movie, and then something else. Yeah. I forget, like a high fantasy kind of movie. They build like example sets, example weapons, props. You kind of go through these different rooms of that, you know, kind of what it would look like where they would be making these masks. And
you can touch and feel and,
yeah,
you know, that kind of thing. So,
yeah, the highlight of that kind of at the end is they have a scale model of this fantasy realm, I guess, where this fictional movie is taking place. It was like kind of cool because it was dinosaurs, right? Mm-hmm. It was like if dinosaurs have never become extinct, they like built this society, and then there was like the good dinosaurs and the bad dinosaurs, and you know, their lands looked very different, and the good dinosaurs were fighting the bad dinosaurs and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool because it's, if you were to take a picture, I'll put a picture up, I'm sure, but if you look at it, it looks like it's from a movie, but it's really just a miniature model, you know. So it's very cool, very highly detailed. The lighting inside of the area where they have this built, and it's big. It's like the whole set is probably larger than our kitchen. Different areas on the battlefield, the big giant castle, then kind of like the ruined kind of badlands where the bad dinosaurs came from. So very cool. Both of those are very worth doing. If your time is limited and you can only do one, All Blacks. Yeah, agree?
I would do the All Blacks.
Yeah. Because I think Mika thought that she would enjoy the Wētā thing more. She wound up.
I like the All Blacks thing better.
Okay, what's next?
Mount Eden.
Mount Eden. We went to Mount Eden. Mika has kind of like this joke that she plays on me. Every place that we go, she finds a mountain in the city, and we walk to the top of it. It's kind of like a running theme. I know somewhere when we go someplace, there's going to be a mountain involved and a long walk up a hill, and yeah. So before we get to that, though, I will say that public transportation in Auckland is mostly done by bus, and it's very easy. Google Maps works great with it, although we did have one hiccup. I think we went to Mount Eden Avenue instead of Mount Eden the first time that we tried to get over there. And then eventually we found our place to actual Mount Eden, which is a large dormant volcano, and at the top of it, it's you can see the crater at the top of it, and it's a Maori cultural site, so you can't climb down into the crater. You're not allowed. I think Maori people are allowed to go down there for certain ceremonies and stuff like that, but the general public, you have to stay kind of up on this catwalk to go around it. And again, it's probably about 15-minute walk. You get from the bottom all the way up to the top. You kind of follow this winding trail with some steps and stuff like that, and there's a couple of other spots where you can stop off and take pictures. So you don't necessarily have to go all the way to the top, but when you get to the top, you do get breathtaking views, and you'll see as it's up on the screen now. And the entire city kind of out in front of you with the suburbs out and then the mountains behind that. So it's free to do that. You just need to pay the, little bit of a bus fare to get out there from center of Auckland, and it's maybe about a half hour by bus. That's because you're making a bunch of stops. By distance-wise, it's not too far away.
Right. And the bus, you tap your credit card or debit card? Can you use debit card?
Yeah, debit card, credit card. You just tap it.
You don't have to get a ticket or anything. Just use your, what you've got in your pocket and tap.
And thank God for that, because I do appreciate that change rather than getting a Metro card, which that wasn't too big of a problem anyway. But worrying about how much money you have on it, blah, blah, blah. You have to refill it. That was kind of the way they used to do things in Europe and stuff before, but now everybody's kind of going to the just tap your credit card or debit card. You have cashless, beep, you're on, and then beep, you're off.
And the rates weren't bad. Like when I got back, I mean, I know there's the conversion and everything, and the bank does it, but I think it was about not for everything we tapped for while we were in New Zealand. It turned out to be like $4.65. So it's
for
not,
all the rides.
Yeah, so it's not some extravagant amount. Just oh my god, if I tap, are they going to charge me $15? No, it's nothing like that. It's very reasonable.
One of the next kind of highlights that you'll probably have if you're in Auckland is the Queen's Wharf. Is it Queen's Wharf or Princess Wharf?
Princess Wharf.
Princess's Wharf. That's where all of the ferries are. They have a lot of restaurants down there, a lot of shops. We had dinner at a really good restaurant down there that we'll talk about, I'm sure, in a couple of minutes. But one of the highlights of going to Auckland is visiting this island that's technically a part of Auckland called Waiheke Island. And it's about a 30 or 40 minute ferry ride from Princess Wharf in Auckland. When you get there, it's like completely different. It's like rural, you know.
Like people live there.
Yeah, people live there.
You go to school there. You'll see a lot of school kids.
Yeah. Well, you see a lot of kids coming to school from Auckland, going back to home because they live on Waiheke Island. So after school, they go down to the wharf, they get on the ferry, and they take it home to Waiheke Island. When you get to Waiheke Island, they have, again, a robust public transportation system that takes you all around the island. You can pay for sightseeing trips and stuff like that. But if you do a little bit of research at a time, you can save yourself some money and just take the public buses to the different places on the island that you want to go to. They have the wine vineyards on the island. They have beautiful beaches on the island. They have great bars and restaurants on the island. It's a great place to go. If you're going, I would advise you to spend at least a full day on that island.
And go early because the wineries close at like 4 o'clock.
4 or 5 o'clock. Yeah, we got there later, so we didn't get to experience that, unfortunately. But we were driving by them. You could see them. It's like, oh, there's a vineyard. There's a vineyard.
But the one girl we talked to at the bar, she had gone the day before and went vineyard hopping.
Yeah.
And she enjoyed it. Couldn't talk enough about it. So.
Right. And they have trips for that. Like you can find them on Viator and stuff like that if you want to do that. Or you can do them on your own because, again, there were bus stops right out in front of the vineyard. You get off and probably just walk up the little path there to the vineyard and enjoy some of the wine that they make down there in New Zealand. It's good wine, by the way, too. Really? So, yeah, Mika enjoyed it. Island?
Yeah.
Right? The dog beach.
Watching the dogs.
Yeah.
Seems like everybody comes home after work and like takes their dog to the beach, and the dogs are running up and down the beach. And
such a beautiful place too. I don't know why you wouldn't do that. That would be like part of the nightly routine if we lived there. I think we would definitely take little Teddy to the beach there. You'd probably be afraid to get in the water, but you see dogs running in the water, getting sticks, fetching the ball, and people are out there playing and sitting around. It's like kind of a locals place. The beach that we went to, it's right on the North Shore. It was like locals. You didn't see really any tourists there. I think the tourists probably just stick to the vineyards and stuff a lot of the time over there, or go to the cafes. But again, it's kind of a big place. Like for you to circumvent the entire island by bus, it would probably take about 2 hours. I think that's what the guy told us. If you just stayed on the bus where you get off of the ferry and just took it around the island everywhere, it would be about a 2-hour trip. So,
and that's with stops. So
yeah, that is with stops. Because again, there are people that live there and they are using the bus to get home from work or to go to work or school or whatever's going on. So definitely a cool thing that's part of a major city, but when you get there, it doesn't feel like it's part of a major city. So a couple things to be mindful of when you're in Auckland that we had to kind of learn the hard way. First thing, make sure you eat dinner before 10 o'clock, right? Once 10 o'clock comes, it seems like most of the city shuts down. Like nowhere to eat except for McDonald's and fast food.
Yeah, the Macca's was open.
Yeah, the Maccers. Mika had to have Maccers for dinner one night. The night we went to Waiheke Island.
Actually, it was a chicken sandwich, and I'll tell you what, it was edible. It was actually like real piece of chicken. It was good. Like I said, I haven't had McDonald's here in 20 years, but it did not agree with me. So
Yeah, you didn't get sick from it.
right. So it was good.
Another thing people don't tell you about Auckland, particularly Auckland, although a lot of the cities in New Zealand that we went to were this way, very hilly.
Oh dear.
And I don't even mean like just like a hill. I mean like 30-degree angles in the city. Like you're walking down major city streets and it's, you know.
Yeah, and we watched a lot of these videos before we went, and nobody said anything about hills. The Fiddler Irish Bar,
Oh, yeah.
because we were there around St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, we were there the
So-
day before St. Patrick's Day. But we got on the cruise ship on St. Patrick's Day, right? Or no, we went to Waiheke Island. Yeah, the day before St. Patrick's Day, we were at the Irish bar that's downtown called the Fiddler. If you're in the area, go there. Awesome bar, awesome bartenders, good crowd. Had a good time.
Get a Guinness.
Yeah, get a Guinness if you like Guinness. I got a Guinness. Mika didn't get a Guinness.
They're
You're drinking their beer.
yeah. Why can I not think of what it's called now?
You're drinking Spites.
Yes. No. Yes. Yes. The Ultra.
The
Spice
Ultra.
Ultra.
Yeah, it's their number one beer in New Zealand now. It's like their Coors Light or Miller Lite or whatever. Spites Ultra. It's a, like Michelob Ultra or any other American light beer. It's pretty much what it is. I was trying all the different kinds. I do like the beer. It's good. Spites beer is good.
Yeah, it's a shame they don't ship here because that's an enjoyable, quite refreshing.
Yeah, it is. The one Mika had is very, very refreshing. Very light beer.
Yeah.
Good amount of alcohol in it though.
Yeah, and stay tuned because we actually do a tour of Spice Brewery.
Yeah,
So-
when we go to Christchurch,
Yeah.
which will be a couple videos from now. The Chop and Oyster, or Oyster and Chop, that was down in Queens Wharf.
Very good restaurant.
Yeah, very good seafood place.
Very good. I had prawn. They were absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And the fries. I love fries in other countries.
Yeah,
They are so potatoey and they're cooked just crispy enough. Absolutely wonderful.
yeah. To where the outside is like crispy and crunchy, but the potato on the inside is fluffy.
Oh,
Yeah.
delicious. Yeah, the restaurant was amazing. I wasn't sure what I was going to think about it because I was looking at the menu and I'm like, oh my God, because I'm a picky eater. I'll admit it. And I wasn't sure what I was going to eat. And I saw prawn and I was like, let me give them a try. They were huge and they were delicious. What'd you have?
I had oysters, which it's not an oyster month, and I was kind of warned about it, but the oysters in New Zealand have a reputation for being very good. So I was going to roll the dice, and I did, and I ate a lot of oysters on this trip. I love oysters. And I had, I forget what I have for my main. I do. Totally forgot what I have for my main.
You took pictures, right?
I got a picture, and I'll put it up there. But we were able to overhear a conversation with a person at the next table that Mika had a name for her. She called her Eastern Bloc. Why was she called Eastern
Because I
Bloc?
swear she was like a mail order bride because she was giving this poor guy the what for.
Apparently they're getting
they were
married
getting
soon.
married, and
He was older. He was like maybe my age, and this girl was like maybe in her mid-20s.
The honeymoon was not satisfactory
Yeah.
for her. She had done her research and she wanted to go to Bora Bora and was not having
Anything
his
else?
intake. No, it was that or nothing. She was laying into this poor man, and
Yeah.
I felt so terrible for him. I was like, you need to send her back to the Eastern Bloc and get yourself another one because she is not worth it. Terrible. And the rock on her finger,
Yeah.
dude, you should have just sent her back with that. Like,
Yeah, she looked like one of them Russian women spies from the movies, like from a James Bond movie or something.
I felt so bad. But I was so intrigued with the conversation that I just kind of had to keep listening.
He didn't say anything.
No, he actually at one point got up and walked away.
Yeah.
He left the table and I was like, is he
Even-
leaving her here?
Even our waitress, like the server, was like giving Mika eyes back and forth because they were both standing there listening to the conversation. It was kind of funny to watch because Mika's eyes would get real big and the lady would be like, "Did you hear that?" And it was like, "Yeah, I heard that," because she was talking so much shit to this guy. It was crazy.
It's a shame.
He's like, "I'm going to send you back to Romania or wherever the hell you're from." Like, because it definitely was. But Mika was like, "Hey, did you hear Eastern Bloc on there?" I'm like, "Whoa, Eastern Bloc! You got a nickname for people now?"
For her?
jeez.
For
Yeah.
her, definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, Oyster and Chop, Queens Wharf, great food, great seafood. If you like oysters, go there. If you like watching couples argue, go there.
It was a quiet argument.
It was.
really
It wasn't.
I was just in their business.
Yeah. And she's like, why is he putting up? Mika's like, why? Oh God, why would he put up with that? I'm like, you haven't seen what she looks like in a bathing suit. You know?
But I saw what he looked like, and he could do better.
Yeah, he wasn't a bad looking
No.
guy, right? Yeah. So yeah, Eastern Bloc for the win. We're going to Bora Bora. I should have said something while we were sitting there. I should have said, hey, why don't you invite me to your wedding? All right, one thing that didn't go as planned was we had a trip scheduled to go to the Care Falls, Carrie Falls. But our guide from Viator like canceled on us like last minute.
Yeah, we were sitting there waiting, and you know,
All of a sudden I get a text message saying, not even a text message. I had to go, where the hell's this guy at? I had to go into Viator and look. And it's like, oh, your trip's been canceled. And the guy's like, we were trying to call you. And it's like, you can't call me. I'm from America. I only have data. You can't, so.
Just be careful. Viator, double check. I mean, we've taken a lot of other trips on this, or other.
We take a lot of Viator
on
excursions
Viator.
and never gotten burned except for this one time.
So, yeah.
And they gave me my money back, so it wasn't like we got burned really, but it sucked because we had this time planned.
Yeah, I really wanted to go see the falls. They're supposed to be pretty spectacular. So if you want to go, just make sure you find a reliable way. And they are supposed to be pretty cool.
Yeah. And it's like 45 minutes to an hour drive outside of Auckland to go see these things.
So you get to see a lot on the way, I imagine. So
yeah,
it's kind of disappointing, but
a lot of sheep, I'm sure.
Oh,
What?
Nothing.
You do see a lot of sheep in New Zealand.
Yeah, we saw sheep at the Hobbiton, the sheep farm. That was kind of cool.
Stay tuned for that. We're going to do that. Another video or two. We will go over our Hobbiton trip. So if that's something you've always dreamed of doing, if you're a big fan of the Lord of the Rings, early preview, it is as advertised.
It's amazing.
Yeah. One of the coolest things I've ever done. So with that, thank you for watching MJ Travels. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram at MJTravels856.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Bye-bye.
Bye.